Hello, I'm TEAPOT architectural designer Minerva. May is over and it's already June. Sadly, I didn't enjoy spring and the weather got so hot. I missed the time to leave the house. But I suddenly thought that I wanted to go into a cool cave and enjoy a vacation. With that in mind, I'm thinking about combining a cave and a cherry tree. Yeah, I just said anything for the introduction. But it would be nice to have a cave and a pretty cherry tree to cool off, right? Then, let's start the cherry tree cave. This housing is by Emerald Peak. And it's made here. First, make a frame with a fence. You have to make a cross in the middle. Put the fence around the cross in the middle. I'm going to draw another line with the fence to draw a circle here. Tilt it at a 45-degree angle. After you rub it well, you can be pasted. According to the ones you just put on, put the rest of the fences. This is the highlight of this housing, a special cherry tree. I'm going to use this piece of furniture that you can only get when you reach level 50 of the Inazuma tree. Please put it next to here. Next, take out a floating boulder, float it, and put it on top of that. Please take out the small boulder, then lift the floating boulder from a higher position. Do two. Once try them that overlap, please put one away. Next time, remove the edge fence and remove the rest of the lower fence. I'm cleaning it up in case it gets in the way of housing. Please put a small road on the border. What I'm going to make is a magic circle floor. Slightly tilt it like this. I can't do this. Let's bring in another border. Adjust the height. Rub it well. Tilt it to about 2 spaces. Float it. Place it here. The second one is repeated like before. Put the border next to it. After rubbing again, you can tilt it to the same width. Repeat what you did for the rest. As you can see, make a pentagon flower. Adjust the height so that the surface doesn't pocket. And complete the flower, please. There are some places where the angle of the flower is ambiguous. Touch the awkward parts. We need to make a circle to put flowers around. Put the floating boulder in a square. After you take out the fence in the front, put a meditation stone on top. Put the end of the flower in the middle with that stone and float it one by one. Cover the empty part with the same stone. Also, block the rest of the next place. Please block the blank space with a waiting stone. You can put it on in a way that looks at each other. Like this, fill in the blanks in the same way. I'm going to decorate the inside now. Please put a light on it. Bring it. Please set the height well. Also, put it in the middle. I'm going to wrap this glue around like a corsage. After lowering the height to medium, you can put it in the blank space between the stones. Seeing them fill up one by one, I'm so proud of myself. Well, it came out so pretty. But this is not the end. I need to decorate the inside more. Raise the border as high as the road. On top of that, put this glue to place the flower vine. I'm going to make the same flower shape. Place it facing the outside. In this way, make 5 of them repeatedly. Place bamboo on top of the lamp. Lower the floating boulder to the middle of the lawn. Just remove the bamboo and leave it as it is. Please take out a floating boulder. Make sure the height is the same as the floating boulder. Adjust the angle and make it a square. Make it overlap with each other. Let's add some flowers to fill the corsage. To be exact, you can think of it as filling in the gaps between the stones. Think of it as making a flower crown. Sorry, it's not end. You need to put a lamp inside. Place the lamp in the stone gap on the grass. You can place them in a circle. I'm done with the magic circle. Let's make stairs to connect the floating boulder and the floor. Please take out 3 floating boulder. Lay one off. Place stones in the middle of stairs. It'll be more natural if you make it symmetrical to each other. I made a mistake again. Let's change the angle and do it again. And press create set. Press all 3 visible floating boulders and the rest of the stones. Put the completed set on the floating boulder. We're going to make a frame to measure the height of the stairs. Please take out 2 floating boulders. After aligning the height with the floating boulder of the magic boulder, make the rest of the floating boulders the same height. Please click create set again. Make a set of 2. Put it on top of the boulder. Along with the height of this boulder, please adjust the height of the boulder. Take out the bamboo and center it like this. Get rid of the rest of the boulder, please. Place the floating boulder at the same height as the floating boulder of the magic circle. Choose a stone. Please put them up one by one. Adjust the height like this and lift it up. Repeat and put up a few. Put it a little higher than the floating boulder. And float them from the bottom one by one. The stairs are complete. Let's sink it on the floor. Press the rest. Please click OK. If you touch the ends, the stairs are over. Next is upstairs. Put it at the same height as the magic boulder. Rub it well. Please put a stone on it. To the center line. You can take one step at a time. And bring the floating boulder that was far away. Rub the cherry tree next to the place. Put it up top here. We made the center, so let's get ready to put it around the outside. Take out the biggest boulder and put it underneath. I'm going to put it on the side, so remove the fence. Take out the low boulder and stick it on the sides. This time, put the biggest boulder on the sides. I'll adjust the ones that are sticking out. It's repeatedly. Put the low boulder on the sides like before. Put the big boulder back on. Lastly, put the low boulder on both sides. Take out the low boulder and put it on top of the boulder. This is the entrance to the cave, so we're going to pile it up in a trapezoid shape. To make it look natural from the inside, I'll adjust it a lot. It's still pretty unnatural, right? Put floating stones on the inside. I'll fill in the entrance walls so that it's not awkward. I'm going to decorate the inside of the cave. If you don't decorate it in advance, you don't know how wide it should be. As you can see, put cherry trees on both sides. Connect the empty spaces to the low boulder. I'm going to take out a small cherry tree and decorate it. Make a circle with cherry trees. You can decorate it as if it's stuck on a cliff. Since I decorated the inside, I'll cover the empty parts with the borders. Block all 4 empty spaces in the same way. We need to do the entrance again. It was too horizontal, so I removed the border from the top. The biggest floating border. Make an arch, please. Let's stack them up one by one from the left side of the entrance. The first is the low border. The second one is a big border. Next, please put a low border. There's no space in the middle, so take out the big border. And please block it with low borders. Please make more, 1 layer with a low border. Put the biggest cherry tree on top of it. Adjust the border so that it connects naturally to the tree. And wrap a big cherry tree around the middle. It looks so empty around the magic circle. Cover with a small cherry tree. 5 cherry trees are enough to cover the inside. You can wrap it around the cliff, thinking it covers the gap. Rub the biggest cherry tree in front of the entrance. Please finish stacking the parts that you didn't stack earlier. Let's fill up the blank space one by one. Regardless of the size, you can put it in layers. It looks really easy when you look at it. To be honest, stacking is the most annoying and difficult. It was edited out, but I thought a lot about what kind of rock to put in. Eventually, I emptied my brain and smashed borders with ignorance. It's finally done. I thought I'd run out of load, so I came out for an interim check. Overall, the height is a bit disappointing, and I'll have to take out the entrance tree. There's not much time left, so I'll cheer up and do it again. Let's change the location of the cherry tree in the middle. For the moment, move it to another place. Place the largest floating boulder behind the cliff. Bring a low boulder and put it on top of it. Bring a small floating boulder and put it on top of it. Please put down the big boulders in the middle. Put the cherry tree in the middle. Please take out the floating boulder. Come with a large floating boulder. Please match the height of the boulder downstairs. We need to put the stone steps on the rest of the space. Take out a stone, pull it forward, float it. Then I finished one. The second one is the same. Put the floating boulder in the center. After you take out the stone, pull it, float it well. Please do the same thing until the third stone. Now, remove the boulder from the bottom. And bring a big floating stone. Put it down a bit. Please adjust it to the center. And pull the cherry tree to the front. Float it well. Put the floating boulder down. Take out the boulder in the back. After removing the back boulder, put it down, please. Put a low boulder in the blank space. Just let it float. I don't want to see it if I leave it like this, so let's block the fence with small boulders. Please take out the floating boulder and bring a small boulder. Float it. Put a rock on it. Just have to float it that way. This is the end of the stone stairs. Please take out the floating boulder. Let's go build the remaining cliffs. You can fill in carelessly this friend one by one. Don't think about it like before. You can add whatever you want. Just think about it that it's pretty when you stack it in different layers. It's okay if you stack it roughly. But no matter how many cliffs you build with ignorance, it's a problem because the investment time is too long. Here, I'll tell you the more sad news. We have to stack it for 30 seconds. Well, I'm sure you're bored, so I'll sing you a song. What should I sing? Oh, I can sing that. First, he littles. 2 nurtures him. 3rd, gathers everything. 4th, medicine. 5th, he literal had died. Now 6th carries him. The 7th, he literal digs for 8th to bury him. The 9th, he literal grieves, crying loud. The 10th, he literal soon asks him why. The 9th, he literal says the 5th is never coming back. Now, let's take a look at the load. Oh, no. If it doesn't work, there's nothing we can do. Let's get rid of it. When I piled it up, I sang songs too. When I remove it, it disappears in an instant. Oh, that's sad. My efforts, my time. This is the 3rd entrance I touch. I'm not going to touch it anymore. If I leave it like this, it'll be bumpy. Let's stack one more layer and wrap it up. I thought about this while stacking it up. I'm so glad it's done somehow. I did it somehow. One thought comes to mind. Oh, I don't have enough load. If the big cherry tree is gone, put it in another one. Please take out the big floating boulder. After aligning the height with the top floor, mix it well and let it place. Please take out the boulder. Put it on the floating boulder. Put it on top and cover it. Oh, I need to make some adjustments. And let's take out the same low boulder and cover it with the ceiling. Cover the bottom part with 4 layers so that it doesn't get empty. I'm done with the exterior now. Let's fix it a little and decorate the inside. Take out the boulder. Put a higher rock so that it connects to the cliff. Do the same thing to the side. We need to decorate the inside, so please put some cherry trees and a lot of lights. Don't worry about the load. Put down the lights. It exists more load than I thought. If you have some load, please put a chair. When I put it down like this, the load ended. A small cherry tree is like the first. Place it as a tree grew on a cliff. Put shrine street lamp with a pedestal underneath the tree. And leave street lamps without pedestals around the tree. A long street lamp lights up the cliff, so think and place the vat in the proper position. Please put a chair in the middle. Keep putting the street lights down. I didn't like it at the end, so I'm fixing it. I'll try to make it look as natural as much as possible. Likewise, you can place street lights and trees wherever you want. I was surprised by the long process. I hope you know that I put a lot of effort into it. Thank you for following me through the long process. Let's take a look.
御年の祝礼を今ここに迎え、その加護を汝に与え。
How was this video? Compared to the process, the results were too plain. I thought a lot about whether to make it or not. Even after I made it, I'm still not sure. But I want to say thank you to everyone who watched this video until the end. And now, the Serenitea inspection with Yaran would have been released. I hope you enjoy the released 2.7 update. Then, I'll be on my way now. Bye!